up, guys? What's going on?
Hello, everybody.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Welcome back.
Oh my gosh, guys, it's been a while. Like, we're getting a little out of shape. Let's loosen this shit up. Come on.
Well, now it's hot outside. It's summer. Everything is just so goddamn hot.
And we're
love
thirsty as hell, okay?
it. Thirsty.
Oh, jeez.
We're thirsty for the news. We're thirsty for what's going on. So let's get into it.
Yeah, everybody, welcome to Nerd Legion. We got a lot of shit to talk about today, starting with,
Wait.
Uh,
What's your
what?
name, bro? What's your name?
Holy shit, I actually forgot my name for a second. Okay, it's okay, like, it has been a minute, all right? All right, what's up, guys? I'm Josh.
I'm Jose.
I'm Nathan.
Okay, now let's get right into the news here. So, I think I'll pass this one off to Nathan, since apparently God of War, the developers had a lot of problems with their fan base. You want to touch on that?
Yeah, so God of War Ragnarok was supposed to be coming out this year. Now it's not. It's been delayed to 2022. Sorry, guys. I'm going to look up the woman's name again.
So good.
Oh no, it's all good. Like the thing is that like the God of War franchise, I was actually intrigued about because I've seen the different various Kratos voice actors just nailing the character in like every way because they have that iconic voice.
Yep.
And then like originally when I was just like when they changed the voice actor to make it an older guy, which I forget his name, but he fans were like a little bit outraged by that, but then once they played the game, they were like, okay, you know what, that makes a whole lot of sense. And I will say I was impressed with both voice actors, but I think like when it comes down to like originality, they should have kept the voice actor and really just make it sound like he has a very lower deep voice, and then try to save him. Crap, I completely butchered it. He tries to like go in and tries to be like this very aggressive father figure that smacks you upside the head if you don't listen to whatever the fuck he says.
anyways, her name is Alana Pierce. She was recently hired for the new God of War. And after it got delayed, she got a horrific message from a disgruntled fan. And we're not going to show that message here. Obviously, this is a podcast. We don't need to show them images on this. But
oh, sorry. Yeah. Go on.
All we can do is just kind of talk about it. It's pretty horrible. The things that was said to her.
Things that would be done to her was not like it was just not a. It's not a pleasant message. We won't get into that one for too much, but it's not.
Yeah. But especially when it's over a game being delayed, like I get it. You're upset that the game was delayed, but
I don't.
Personally, I would rather have a game be delayed and turn out potentially better, like be polished and everything, than be rushed out and be a complete mess. Like it's just
the nature of the biz, guys. Things take time. Sometimes things get delayed. It's what it is.
Right? I mean, obviously you don't want another case of Cyberpunk 2077.
Yeah.
Because that game was announced back before the PS4 and Xbox One came out.
Mm-hmm.
And it kept getting delayed and delayed and delayed. And now the PS4 and Xbox One versions of that game are complete trash.
See, the thing is, looking up that game, I was interested in getting Cyberpunk, but I heard about the glitches. I've heard about the weird stuff. And there was a person that was part of the team that created Cyberpunk, and he went on Twitter, or not Twitter, sorry. He went on YouTube and TikTok to say, like, you guys don't know the work that goes into making this game and the amount of effort we put into. And I gotta be honest, it's kind of, you got to look at it both sides. I know how hard people create stuff and how you want to like appeal to the audience. You want to make them happy, right? But if in the end product, I'm sorry, if it doesn't come out to the way that it's supposed to, there's a part of it that doesn't matter how hard you work. Sometimes there's just things you can always tweak and fix. There's always something that you got to work on. Nothing is perfect, right? So for the audience and the fans, of course, I mean, take it with a grain of salt that nothing is perfect and the developers are going to have to fix it anyways. And then with the developers, like, I mean, I'm sorry, but what did you expect? There's going to be bugs and things to expect. So you're going to get criticism either way. God of War got criticism. It got a 94, 92% rating, which is still a really high rating, but the 8%, 6% with God of War, there's still people that didn't like God of War. There's still things that, but I mean, as long as it's 92, it's pretty high. I don't know the rating for Cyberpunk though.
Not good as far as I've heard. Like, there's been a lot of controversy over it.
Right? So always things that they can work on. And that goes on with the developers and creating this game, the new God of War franchise. If it got delayed, like you said, Nathan, it's good because you'd rather have them work on it and do...
It can be good. I mean,
yeah,
it can be good because the whole reason I brought up Cyberpunk was the fact that game was delayed over and over and over again, and the game still turned out bad.
Not good, yeah.
At least on some versions of the game. So it's like...
See, this is where I draw the line in terms of how much do the developers care about the games that they create, and how much do they and how much effort do they put into these games, right? Which is why I'm like, when you look at like games like God of War and Cyberpunk, obviously they delay these games for specific reasons.
Yeah, give me a number of reasons.
Yeah. One, like, it could be voice actor changes, it could be graphics, animations need to be adjusted, or maybe they got some fan press to give like first hands of their games, and they got some pretty negative feedback, so they want to make those changes. Like, you really don't know exactly what is going on behind the scenes without getting a full clarity of exactly what they're doing. I understood why those games were delayed, but the outcome still didn't turn out the way that people hoped, and that usually happens. I noticed that some certain games that like I noticed, for example, I think Mortal Kombat. I think Mortal Kombat 11 got Injustice 2 got delayed. When I'm trying to remember exactly. I think it got delayed like around maybe about like 6 months because they wanted to make some adjustments to Wonder Woman's character design as well as the other female characters to be toned down. This was very like on the down low because for some reason I didn't really notice that until the game got released, but I noticed that the sex appeal from the characters like Catwoman, Wonder Woman, Harley Quinn, they all got very toned down because they didn't want to piss off some of the female gamers when really they never have a problem with it in the first place.
Yeah.
So they delayed the game about a few months, for about like, I think 6 months to make some customization changes. Fans were not happy about it. But at the end of the day, the game still got released and it still turned out great. So some delays are good news, some delays are bad news, but it really depends on how you use that time effectively.
I do want to add one thing. Games also, I mean, like anything like with companies give a deadline to these game developers, right? So, and I'm sure I don't know how it works behind the scenes, but I know that there's sometimes a timeline that they need to like complete. And as far as I'm aware, some games do take a lot of time. Like do you guys know the game Cuphead?
Yeah. That game was that game was really popular. Like
very
when
popular.
It came out.
Yeah, and it started in 2010. They start developing in 2010 because they need to hand draw like the old style of how they used to do it, with the characters and stuff like that. Both the characters, the both Cuphead characters, it took them apparently 4 years to develop their movements and everything. 4 years. So
I think the game got released in 2015.
Nope, it got started in 2010 and it got released in 2017.
Yeah,
so
2017.
That's 7 years. Okay. So
7
if I'm
years.
reading this right here, yeah. So 7 years. Just imagine like like I looked at the animation style for Cuphead. It looks like some of the animations you would see in like films like Snow White and Pinocchio.
Like the old
that's
style.
yeah, like that's just insane. I was impressed.
Like the old style
You
of
guys-
like Woody Woodpecker and stuff like that. Yep.
You guys know where the developers are located?
No.
Where?
Oakville, Ontario.
No way.
No way, really?
Yep. Yep.
Oakville is
They're,
like
they're Canadian studio. Studio MDHR.
shit.
See, that's dumb. That's sheesh. No, I'm sorry. I'm not gonna do that.
sheesh. We are not doing that today, but yeah, great for them. Holy shit, that's awesome.
But yeah,
Wow, man. Go Canada. Well, I mean,
go Canada. Yeah, sorry. go.
Ubisoft has their own studio in Ottawa, right? Or Montreal, sorry.
I don't know. Montreal, Ubisoft Montpellier, I think is what it's called.
So they're one of the biggest gaming developers. I think that's where God of War was developed as well, actually, the new one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Is God of War Ubisoft? Because I don't know if it is.
I think it
God
is.
of War, I believe, is Ubisoft. Yeah.
Oh, wait, let me double check. Or Nathan, you want to double check on that?
We gotta double
Yeah,
check our notes,
I'm-
boys.
I'm checking it because if it's not made by Ubisoft, I don't want to give someone the wrong information.
No. Developers is Santa Monica Studio. So yeah, no, it's actually California.
Published by Sony Interactive Entertainment.
Yeah. So
Oh, so it was Sony. I thought that like God of War would be something that Ubisoft.
Yeah,
would
but
create.
it's not definitely not Ubisoft. No.
Dang.
I actually had a friend who worked for Ubisoft once.
really,
Yeah.
How far did that go with him? Is he still there?
No, she's not there anymore.
man.
Oh man, like I would kill to work at a
She would send me in emails like Ubisoft playtest emails. I was just never able to go to go there. But yeah, it was pretty cool.
You know what's crazy? The amount of developing towards a game that goes into making a game. If you ever look at like look up like I encourage anybody look like the development of God of War, like the new one, and behind the scenes they have a whole YouTube videos of a documentary of how they created the game, how it went, and compare that towards the launch, like when NASA creates like robots to go to space. Like to me, I feel like it's very similar energy because there's so much time and effort being put towards something that you really believe and love into, and it's just the same energy, and I really love that. I really love the energy, and like you could see everybody loved God of War. Everybody was in their breaking point of making that game. I don't know. It was just a lot. Like I thought it was really cool. I really encourage you guys to look it out.
Right.
Yeah.
So Nathan, you said that God of War was created by Sony Entertainment Games.
So it published by Sony Interactive Entertainment.
A Sony exclusive, right? So
Yeah, PlayStation exclusive.
Okay, which would be a good segue to talk about Sony a little bit, since especially they completely dropped the ball with not releasing Spider-Man No Way Home trailer. Because here's the thing, we're in June right now. Spider-Man No Way Home is coming out
the clock
around
December.
Christmas time. Yeah. We're about 6 months away. And the trailer's still not out yet. What's taking so long? Shang-Chi is not supposed to Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings is supposed to come out in wow, I forget the date of when Shang-Chi is supposed to get released. I know it gets released after Black Widow. So
Yep.
it was probably around September. And they released it about a couple months prior, I think. Yes. Yeah, so they released it around like March or April. So that would give Sony no time at all to release the trailer. And what's even more and this was actually really BS. Marvel decided to drop the trailer of Shang-Chi Legend of the Ten Rings on Samuel Lee's birthday. For Tom Holland, since his birthday came out like a few days ago, his trailer never got released. And people are pissed about it because they thought like, oh, Samuel Lee got his trailer for The Legend of the Ten Rings. Why can't Tom Holland? And that's why people are up on Sony's ass about that. I'm like, okay, I understood the frustration because one, that would have been the perfect opportunity to drop the trailer. The hype would have been at an all-time high, and now the hype has gone down a little bit. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think the hype is still there for the trailer to get dropped, or has it dropped down since like Tom Holland's birthday?
I say hell yeah, it's still there.
It's still there.
It's still there because they have not released a single thing, but what they have released is the amount of actors that are involved. Like last time we talked about Jamie Foxx being involved in returning. Nathan, what was Doc Ock's name? Like the old actor that
Alfred Molina.
Alfred Molina, he's coming back. Like there's and the speculations are zooming, man. They're increasing more and more, and like it's insane. And yeah, people are starting to get.
I'm guessing. I'm wondering. I'm wondering if they plan to release the trailer on Tom Holland's birthday, but couldn't because the trailer got COVID and had to quarantine for 2 weeks.
Gotta stay home. Trailer.
Stay home. Can't release yet.
Don't get near me.
Yeah.
There is a rumor flying and a picture that flew in Twitter that I just found out this week that AMC has given the dates because there's trailers came out like Infinity. Wait, hold on, sorry. Infinity with like Infinity is the one that's coming out for what was it? Amazon? No, it's not Amazon. Oh my God, I need my facts straight. Infinity is a movie that's coming out. There's one with Hugh Jackman that's coming out as well. It's called Reminiscent, and you can see it on the list in AMC. But below all of that, it says Spider-Man: No Way Home in letters, and it says June 10th. So it's speculated that it actually might drop on the 10th, the same day that Black Widow drops.
Oh. You see, like, that is a more logistic reason to drop it with another Marvel property. Because why else would you not drop up something more like to warm up our taste buds after you drop a Marvel product, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I still think they kind of missed the mark with like dropping it on Tom Holland's birthday because everybody was expecting me like, okay, the trailer's gonna drop on Tom Holland's birthday. Everyone's so hyped up, everyone's ready. Perfect time to drop the trailer. Nope. They decided to be like, psych, the trailer's not gonna drop. And everybody was so up Sony's ass about that.
Mm-hmm.
And
because they were,
but Sony never actually said the trailer was coming on his birthday, right? Like,
they haven't said anything. Yeah.
No. And this is what's also funny. And this is what's also funny. Fans were speculating when the trailer is going to drop. And this is what's fans get up on Sony's ass over a speculation they came up in their own head.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Like, if Sony never made a confirmation on when the trailer is going to drop, they never made a confirmation that the trailer is going to drop. It's just the fact that like people have making these speculations, and they are blaming Sony for having these thoughts in the first place. I'm like, guys, it's really not that serious. I understand the hype of when the trailer could drop, but
yeah, you gotta hype responsibly.
Yeah,
I think
because I remember back when the Star Wars movies were coming out, like it was the same thing that people were always going crazy over the trailers, and I was kind of guilty of that myself because like I was excited for like especially episode 7, right? But every time I was waiting for a new one, I was like, okay, I wasn't checking after it like every day and speculating on when it could come out. I was just like casually like, oh, the trailer dropped, or maybe the trailer will drop this day or not, and if it didn't, I didn't get my hopes up, right? It's not Sony's fault that people are speculating about when the trailer could drop, thinking, oh, it's going to be this day, and then they get disappointed, because at that point, you're setting yourself up for disappointment.
And I think a lot of people are doing that. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not the fault of the studio. If it was Sony that said the trailer's coming out on his birthday and then didn't release it, that's on them, but they didn't, so.
Well, the movies start, it's 6 months from now, right? So when does it come out? Spider-Man?
It comes out around Christmas time.
Okay, so the next, honestly, just thinking like marketing-wise, I think it would make a lot of sense. Let's think of it this way. Why would they put Loki on Wednesdays? I think it's to position Spider-Man. And because I can totally see this happening, and especially if the AMC picture that I saw on Twitter is true, that it's going to come out on the 10th in theaters, the trailer, I could totally see that when you see the first episode of Loki on Wednesday, it's going to show a little clip, like a 10-second, maybe 5-second clip of Spider-Man saying trailer drops tomorrow. And then we get it tomorrow, same day that Black Widow comes out. That would make a lot of sense marketing wise. If it does not drop on those days, to me in my head, I can't imagine a perfect more moment. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how they do it.
Yeah.
At the same time, though, I think they picked Wednesdays for Loki just because Loki's the god of mischief, and
Oh yeah, he's kind
like
of
kind of just changing things up. Because I don't know. I don't
You
want to
could-
read too deep in. I'm not saying what you're saying isn't possible, because it is, but I don't want to I don't want to read too deep into it.
Right.
I think it's just a case of it's something fun to do because it's Loki, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's true too.
probably also not wanting it to come out on the same day as the Bad Batch.
Oh, really?
Maybe. I don't know.
That's
right, because Bad Batch comes out every Friday, right? So maybe they're trying to just give Marvel and Star Wars fans a little bit of a break between each other, something like that.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
I don't know.
Right. Well, like I'm kind of like amped up for Loki, like a little bit. I've seen some TV spots of the Loki trailer the last few days, and it looks visually
It does.
good. I don't know where. Yes.
Oh,
You
no,
said
no.
guys. Yeah.
I said it does. It does.
Oh, the way you said it was like
It
guys.
does.
I'm like,
Guys,
yeah.
It does.
Yeah,
I
what
guess.
happened?
Maybe close.
I don't know. Anyway,
It does look interesting.
but yeah, like I will say that they kind of use the aspects of Endgame, saying like when you're seeing visuals of like the timeline is being spreaded out because Loki was in there. So you see, like this is what I realized, and this was when I had family over last night, and they were talking about like how we saw like Avengers Endgame and like all the hype was happening when it got released. Then when I saw the Loki scene where he picks up the Tesseract and then travels to a different timeline, that was when I was like, okay, Marvel, you made a massive plot hole. But then they decided to make a TV series about explaining the massive plot hole in Avengers Endgame. I'm like, okay, I see what you did.
I knew they
there.
were going to do something with that.
Yeah, I have a feeling they planned that out on purpose.
Of course they did.
Because otherwise, why would they leave that part right in there? Like, all they have to do is just pick up the Tesseract and then move on with their day.
That's true.
I don't want to get too off topic, but I actually saw something about someone on TikTok had brought up like what she saw as a plot hole with Avengers Endgame. The whole thing with
Right.
They went to New York because there was one year where 3 stones were in like the same place, right? Or in the same place at the same time. Right?
Yeah. The Time Stone,
Space Stone and the
what
Mind
other
Stone,
ones?
I think it was.
Mind
Yeah.
Stone.
Well, anyways,
Yes, all 3 of them were on Earth
Yeah.
at the same time.
Well, anyways, this TikTok person, I understand the point because it was a very good point. There was one other point in history where all 6 stones were in one place at the same time. And I'm pretty sure you guys know what that was.
Which part is it?
At the beginning of the movie. Or before the beginning of the movie. After Thanos used the stones the first time, he went to the garden, right? A few days later, he used the stones again to destroy the stones. So this TikTok person said that if the Avengers went there before Thanos used the stones again to destroy them, they could have just gotten all of them from him then and undone the snap. But the fair counterpoint to that is you don't know how strong Thanos was still at that point. Like, he could have easily fought them off, right?
Yeah, and also to be fair, he could have just used the snap again and then killed them.
Yeah. If he honestly wanted to.
So yeah, and that's the thing with these fan theories of with Avengers Endgame is that you notice that saying like, oh, the Avengers could have easily like done it this way, and that way the film could have been over a lot more sooner. And I'm like, you do realize that they they looked up every single scenario to make sure that no matter what aspect you could think of, it's always going to be blocked by something.
Because how many different realities did Doctor Strange look at?
I believe it was like 19,000 something 11 something like that. I'm pretty sure it was over 19,000 realities.
14,605,000.
Of course, they were not specific.
Oh my gosh.
And in 14,604,000 they lost.
Yeah, so obviously, no matter what realities you think of, they're not.
So I'm sure one of those realities was what that TikTok star was talking about, because he had to have seen that, right? And been like, oh no, they lost again.
For the most part. It's like, let's go back and like stop Thanos for doing the snap. Thanos does the snap again. They're all dead. Next.
Oh my god, guys! I just thought of a really bad joke. Imagine
no.
Imagine the Toronto Maple Leafs asking Doctor Strange how many realities they win, and he looks and says,
"Oh no." Oh, ouch. Oh no, that's gonna leave a massive burn. That's a massive burn. I'm sorry. I'm gonna go downstairs, grab myself an ice pack, and apply it onto the burn of the user. Like, Toronto Maple Leafs, here's a bunch of ice packs for that. I'm sorry.
He could psych them out too. He could be like 1. Oh, that's not bad. No. You misunderstand me. Not a single one. So.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's even bad.
Not a single one. You win. Jeez.
Like, I can only imagine.
Strange. How many games do we play? 14,605,000. How many do we win? None.
Oh my gosh, that should be a meme.
It should be. Someone in Ice Age, the first movie where Sid is like, they do this every year.
Yeah, I saw that meme.
You saw that?
Why? Doesn't anyone love me?
And they put Sid and they edit Sid with like
the Toronto Maple Leafs jersey.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
Like man. That movie's been around for how many years, and they only just thought of doing that as a meme. Like,
dude, like Avengers Endgame, when it got released, there was so many memes of Avengers Endgame, and hell, I think the latest meme that they just made is when I don't know if you guys see the Netflix series like Invincible.
Oh, I have.
But there was that one.
Isn't that an Amazon series?
Okay, so you know which meme I'm talking about here.
It's Amazon. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, Amazon. But yeah, when I saw this meme where like Tony Stark was like posing in like where like a Omni-Man was standing, and like he had his 2 fingers onto his head and said to Thanos, "You could have easily doubled the resources instead of cutting off half the population. Think, Thanos, think."
I keep seeing that meme and I'm like, what even is this? Because half the time when I see the memes, funny. It's not even the characters from Invincible. One of the first ones I saw was Mario standing over Bowser.
Luigi. Oh, Bowser.
I saw I did see the Luigi one. And I'm like, okay.
Nathan, did you not see the one where... did you guys not see the one where Mario's over Luigi? And he's like to Luigi, it's like we're going to watch this franchise crumble to the ground. What would you have after 500 consoles? And then Luigi's like, you, Mario. I have you. So something like that.
Like, the memes are basically a spoiler to me because I still haven't watched Invincible, so I'm being really careful because like I don't want to read too deep into like what's going on in the original scene. So,
yeah, it's a good show. There's a lot to there's 2 more seasons that's been approved for that show, and there's a lot to cover still. So I mean, honestly, this is just, think of it as just 1 chapter, and then the new chapter is like a whole new story.
Well, here's hoping that it doesn't pull a Jupiter's Legacy and get canceled.
Oh, we need to talk about that too.
Oh yeah. We gotta mention that.
That pisses me off a little bit. I'm sorry.
I still haven't even watched it.
Yeah, like
So
You
now
have to watch it.
it's like, but at the same time, it's like, what's the point now? Because I'm gonna get, if I get into it and I really enjoy it, it's gonna bug me because it's like, great, now I'm not gonna see it finished.
You s-
Yeah, I
Have
felt
you seen
that.
it, Josh, as well, or?
I heard good things about it. I've yet to look into it. I'm gonna plan on like watching that this
No
weekend.
problem. No problem.
Um,
I w-
oh, sorry. Sorry. Like, we're in this weekend now. I'm at the following weekend. But
So-
yeah. Uh,
yeah, I've been
Yeah.
following closely about that. Can I mention that quick, or?
Yeah.
yeah. Go ahead.
I
That's
won't
fine.
spoil anything for you guys, but what happened was the show reached number one in Netflix roster of list of shows. Like
Yeah.
we had other like it was number one, and they got canceled. And there's
Why?
speculation as well. The speculation is because Jupiter's Legacy came out around the same time that Falcon and the Winter Soldier was out as well. So they were competing, especially competing against Invincible. And so they looked at they just threw it out there, and it still was number one. But for some reason they also, okay, to make the show, it cost them 200 million to make the show.
Yeah, I heard
So-
about that.
Oh, so they were bankrupt.
So, and that's the most expensive amount out of all the shows. It's not only number one, but it's actually one of the close to number one in expensive in making like any show in Netflix. So, the speculation that the executives looked at that and they said, "Is it even worth the amount?" Because even though it's number one, 200 million. Like we have made number one shows that cost less, like Stranger Things, is one that's
That
number
is
one
true.
for a while.
Yeah, that's
Right?
true.
So it's all about money in the end of the day there, and it's not about the views really. Like I mean, it's the cheaper they can make shows that can bring them revenue in and not lose it, then the better, right? So
I also heard that Jupiter's Legacy didn't really follow the comics, and fans were really pissed about that. So that was another reason why they canned it.
I didn't even
Yeah,
know it
that's-
was
that's
based
what I
on a
heard
comic.
too.
I just thought it was its own thing. To be completely honest.
Yeah, like I found out about this yesterday.
Wow.
if you guys watch the show, I don't think you'll be disappointed. I really did like the show. I watched it from beginning to end in one go, and it was really really fun.
Are you guys gonna
It-
check
it-
out Robert Downey Jr.'s DC series?
Yes.
Which is what?
Oh, I forget what it's called, but it's on Netflix.
Actually, hold up. I don't remember either. I just said
Anything with Robert Downey Jr.
I'm down.
Like, here's the okay. Here's the thing. Anything with Robert Downey Jr. in it, send me the link. I'll watch it.
Sweet.
I don't
Sweet
care.
oh
Oh well, that's boring as hell. Anyways, I'm just
wait,
kidding.
that's DC.
Yep, DC.
How
DC
is
Comics
Sweet
Netflix series, Sweet Tooth.
Sweet.
Wait, Robert Downey Jr. produced that show?
Yep.
And now I'm gonna watch it. Are you kidding me? I didn't even think it was DC.
I knew it was. I heard it was DC a couple weeks ago.
Yep. He's right. It's a production made by DC.
So are we to assume it's in the same universe?
As what?
Maybe. Are the Watchmen going to be introduced in the same universe as they're now owned by DC? Maybe.
Or is it like that's interesting. I'm gonna do more research on this. This is news to me.
That's what always interests me about the superhero genre is that there's so many like different kind of comic different kind of comic book arcs that you never really heard of before, and the more you come across them on Netflix or Amazon Prime, you want to learn more about it. So that's why like you have like streaming service like Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, Apple TV, who release comic book TV series inspired shows. That's when you're like, oh shit, I never heard of this before. I'm gonna look more right into it. So if anything, it's just bringing them more attention to the original comics, and then you're making a comparison. That's why some like OG fans of the previous iterations of the comics are like, you're not really a fan. You just watched the Netflix series and then you became a fan. And then it's like, okay, and your point
Yeah.
is,
It doesn't matter. I'm still a fan. Maybe not as hardcore as you, but it doesn't matter.
I'm a huge fan of Omni-Man.
Nice.
Thank Jose, thank.
Okay, real quick, I'll just mention there was a meme, not to spoil anything, but the sun in Omni-Man, like I mean, okay, you guys know that the sun is on the ground, right? Like that's the sun. Okay, so you like the son and the father do fight. So there's a part where, and Omni Man is voiced by J. Jonah Jameson, right?
Is he really?
That's why when I
Yeah,
looked at
he
his
is.
yes, and that's why when I looked at his face, I'm like, is that J.K. Simmons? And then I had to look up the voice actor, and then I was like, holy shit!
Yeah, it's so someone did this where it's like the son was saying, "I'll stop you," and then the scene where J. Jonah Jameson is like laughing at at Peter. He's like he asked for a raise. They used that for the clip. So
Oh
I
wow.
thought it was funny as hell. I'll send it to you guys.
Oh jeez.
Oh man, are you talking about like in Spider-Man 2 where like Peter was like, "Can I have my paycheck in advance?" And
Yeah,
then
that
J.
one.
Jonah Jameson does that. Oh my god, that's iconic.
Yeah,
That's iconic.
they used that. It was
How did you
so
guys
funny.
react in Far From Home when J. Jonah Jameson showed up and he was played by
Dude, okay. Nathan and Jose, you both saw me in theaters when we watched Far From Home, right?
I didn't go.
Oh,
I didn't
right,
go
yeah,
with
yeah.
you to see Far From Home.
Oh, I think Jose was with me then. But Jose, I remember when like I got out of my seat, you were like, "Dude, chill." like I lost my shit. I was like, "Oh my god!"
Oh my god.
I just remember, like, I saw it at the end, right? And I was just like, oh, wow. They actually did it.
Yep, Sony actually did it. Yep.
actually did it.
I'm like still no O'Hara, but close enough. Oh my god. I was honestly dying. I couldn't believe it. I was like, okay, Sony, you played your cards right this time. Just don't fuck up the franchise when the contract overs.
It's we'll see what happens because I'm interested to see where they go with him. But I'm glad that they brought back the actor.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, J.K. Simmons, legend. Legend. That's all I gotta say.
Well, I got a list. The Sweet Tooth. I gotta watch. Oh, you guys gotta watch Shadow and Bones. I started watching that. That looks like a sick show.
Oh yeah, I heard about hold on. I saw a TV series on Netflix where it was just the Mortal Instruments.
It's a style similar.
Oh, like okay, like I thought it was coming from like the same franchise. That's why I thought of it when you said Shadow Bones.
No, it's its own thing actually.
Okay. Because it's like the same genre, but I kind of like the aspect towards it. Like they have their own like novel. What are I supposed to do it? They're okay. So like they have their own novel books. I believe they have like 5 or 6 books, and then like I think one of the covers said Shadow Bones. That's why I thought of it. So that when I looked at like the Mortal Instruments franchise, that's why I thought of like one of the covers said Shadow Bones on it. Maybe I'm just like losing it because I was drunk that one time and then I had myself a cinnamon toast crunch frappuccino at Starbucks at one point. So
Oh my gosh.
yeah. But that was why I thought of that for a second. I'm like, okay. And I did hear Shadow Bones too. And it seems like, and that's the thing with like those kind of like those, okay, like you remember like those movie franchises like the Hunger Games, the Divergent, Twilight Saga. Yeah, like that's what Mortal Instruments is, and also like that's why I thought of Shadow Bones too.
Okay.
So like if you have those kind of like if you have those kind of franchises that like that are like utopia based and relate to the audiences, you might enjoy it. So yeah, like I like Shadow Bones. It's pretty cool.
It looks really neat, and I wanna finish it with my girlfriend because I just recommended it to her, and I was like, okay, we're gonna watch it together. It's so cool.
Just having a date night.
Oh boy.
Yeah. We're running out of time, but I think like there's one more thing we gotta talk about, and that's with the rights of James Bond.
Yes.
Because let me tell you the situation for this a little bit. It's not as severe as the other news, but it's a little more of a rights issue because James Bond, I don't know what have you guys known, but throughout the years, James Bond has never been owned by one studio. It has been passed around like what's the word I'm looking for? It's like passed around like a virus, being like first
Huh.
first Warner Brothers had it, then Sony got it, then MGM got it, then Amazon got it. Like it's just all over the place. James Bond has never been owned by specifically one studio. Like it's a franchise that's been passed around multiple times. So now, recently, MGM acquired the rights to James Bond to play out. What's the name? No. What's this? What's the name of it? God, I completely like. I just looked this up too. No Time to Die. That's what it is. Yeah. So James Bond, No Time to Die, was owned by when they made it into production. That was being aired through MGM. But now, because Amazon, since we talked about this, I believe last episode, where Amazon acquired the rights to MGM, now with James Bond, now with MGM was considering selling the rights to James Bond, but now there has been rights talks with Amazon and MGM on who has final control over the upcoming James Bond movie that is going to basically be a reboot, since Daniel Craig said he's had enough playing with James Bond. But I don't know, like this is where things get similar with Marvel and DC on like who has control on sorry, not Marvel and DC, Marvel and Disney. Because Disney let Marvel have reins on what they want to do, but Disney ended up having the final say. With MGM, it's like they have the final say because they acquire the rights to MGM, but Amazon now owns MGM.
Yeah.
So that's when the rights issues for who has final say on James Bond gets a little bit convoluted. I think they're sorting that out, but I don't know exactly how that's going to work. So what do you guys think?
We're gonna see how it goes. Amazon, the fact that they're getting a lot of good properties, I think they're gonna do amazing in their endeavors with getting more stuff on their platform.
Yeah, because you see that like the film studios that we know back in our time is now incorporated into new companies that are now like smaller. So now like the wide range pool of competition has now been narrowed down to like just 5 companies. You have Disney, you have Comcast, you have Universal Comcast, you now have Discovery
Warner.
/ Warner Brothers, you have Amazon / MGM, and you have Netflix.
Yeah.
Those are literally the top. Oh, sorry, and Paramount, but no one really talks about Paramount anymore. But oh no, it's true. Like people stopped talking about Paramount after the Transformers movies. Like otherwise, like no one talks about Paramount.
Oh my god, I totally forgot that Transformers made Paramount.
Yeah, like
I mean,
that's
not,
why.
wait, well, sorry, what? Sorry, what am I saying? The reverse.
Paramount made Transformers on, and that's how Paramount got on the map. But now that Paramount is like done, it's like, well, sorry. Now that Transformers is pretty much just like the same film over and over and over again, that's why no one really talks about Paramount anymore. They're just like doing their own thing.
Well,
but yeah, those are the top 5 competitors.
and to be fair, Paramount did have Paramount was one of the last companies to have a movie get to have a proper premiere and everything before COVID hit.
Which film was that?
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh right, yeah.
To be fair, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I completely forgot about
Literally,
that.
that movie came out just like about a month before everything hit the fan.
Yeah. Paramount is one of those film studios nowadays where it's just like they have a popular brand, they go high for a second for 15 minutes of fame, and then they go back down.
You know, I can totally see Paramount. Like, I mean, we're still in the stage that all these, major production studios are going to be buying properties left and right. So I can totally see them. It's going to change the way the movie industry is going to be. Like we talked about this prior, right? About MGM being bought, now Amazon buying the rights to 007, right? So. And where does Paramount fit on all this? Everybody wants a piece of the cookie jar, So we're gonna see where this goes.
Yeah, like ever since like Disney bought Fox, like Disney bought Fox, and it now became all under one banner. Universal, Paramount, and I believe Columbia Pictures, they were all scared of Disney now.
Yeah.
Because they were like, they just gobbled up Fox, and now they're scared as hell.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy. We'll see.
So guys, I wanted to go jump back into Sonic for a second there because I mentioned Sonic.
Right.
I watched Sonic Central's live stream where they announced like some new Sonic stuff for the 30th anniversary.
Yeah.
And you guys have watched the Nintendo Direct before, like you guys know like how it's set up and everything.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, it's very similar to that, but yeah, Nintendo kind of has them beat when it comes to presentation because I was watching the live stream, and then all of a sudden when the guy was talking, the stream got rewound and was started over again.
Wait,
Oof.
Literally, the guy was live, and then all of a sudden the stream got rewound, and then it played again from the beginning.
what? Wow, really?
And it was just, the whole thing felt so rushed, and they basically kind of copied Nintendo's whole thing with having a surprise announcement at the end, and it was barely, like, they didn't even say, like, what the title was, just that it's coming 2022, and yeah, it was just, I don't know, it was just really disappointing.
Yeah, that sucks.
Well,
Apparently a title is leaked out for it to be like called Sonic Rangers or whatever, and it's supposed to be an open world Sonic the Hedgehog game or whatever. I'm not really sure.
Sonic Rangers, what is this? Like different colored Sonic Hedgehog characters that is supposed to resemble the Power Rangers. So that way you have Sonic the Hedgehog as blue, Knuckles as the Red Ranger, you have Tails as yellow, you have Amy as pink, you have Shadow as black. There you go. There's your Power Rangers squad right
Oh
there.
my god. Oh jeez.
I'm dead. Anyways, I think that's about wraps up everything for today. Thank you all for tuning in to Nerd Legion. I'm Josh.
I'm Jose.
I'm Nathan.
And we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.
See ya.
See ya.